Hello. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Pentart bonding primer. And bonding primer is needed anytime you're going to paint or decoupage or work on any type of product that has a slick surface. So if you're going to work on a vintage silver plate tray or glass, any kind of laminate surface that doesn't have any kind of grit to it, and you can see it has a shiny surface. It will also work on glazed stoneware and porcelain dishes. Anything that has already been painted in an oil paint or has been lacquered or already varnished pieces, you can use the bonding primer on top of that. Wicker baskets or plastic containers, this will work great on. The other thing that's interesting is that it will also work on a corroded steel object. I don't have any to show you, but if you have something that's starting to rust, you can sand back the rust with sandpaper and do 2 coats of the bonding primer, and it will stop the rust and you can paint on top of that. Bonding primer, you're going to always want to make sure you stir it thoroughly from the bottom. And Pentart has done many tests on this product in their own laboratories as well as an independent laboratory. So you definitely can trust that this will work. It's good for small projects as well as furniture, and I'll tell you how to apply it to furniture, but I won't be doing a piece today. This can separate if you let it sit for a while, so give it a good stir and make sure you're bringing up anything that is stuck to the bottom or the sides, and you're incorporating it into the primer. This comes in 2 sizes. This is the 230 milliliter, and there's also 100 milliliter. All right, so when you see that there's no lumps attached to your stick and you're not bringing up anything solid from the bottom, you're ready to go. Your first step is to clean whatever it is you're going to be working on. An alcohol-based product is best. You want to be able to get off any grease that's left behind, any waxy product, fingerprints, all of that. Give it a good wipe, make sure it's dry, and that's it, you're ready to go. I like to apply the bonding primer with a sponge, either a sponge brush like this. You could use a natural sponge. You can brush it on, but you may get brush marks from the paintbrush if you do that. If you apply it with a sponge brush, you're going to get little raised, like a pattern of stippling almost. But to me, usually in my products, I'd rather see that than lines. You're gonna apply a thin coat. You don't wanna glop it on and cover your area completely. And then you're just gonna let it dry. You can accelerate it with a hairdryer to speed up the drying. Really, 1 coat should do it. Certain projects I've done 2 coats where I just felt like I needed better coverage, that I was using more paint rather than decoupage, or some products will naturally adhere better, like the Pentart stone paste or the Decor metal matte. They stick really well to slick objects. But if you're going to be painting with a chalk paint or acrylic paint, it's best to do 1 coat, let it dry, and then a 2nd coat. Now, if you're doing a piece of furniture, what Pentart recommends is cleaning your furniture thoroughly and giving it a little bit of a sandpaper a rub with sandpaper, cleaning it off, and then doing 2 coats of bonding primer. And what they recommend is using a roller brush brushed in first one direction with the bonding primer. Let it dry, or you can accelerate it with heat, the hair dryer, heat gun. When that's dry, use your roller brush in the other direction and then letting it dry for 24 hours and you're ready to go. You'll have no failure in your painting of the furniture. But with smaller projects like this, 1 coat, let it dry. If you'd like to do 2 coats, and then let it thoroughly dry and you're ready to go. Once it's thoroughly dried, you can see that it's not coming up with scratching. Not that you want to always do that, but I'm just showing you that adherence to this slick metal tray is excellent. So once it's finished drying, you can come back with your paint, and it's nice. The bonding primer is white, so you've already have 1 coat of white paint down, and then you can come back and paint whatever color you'd like. So I would just come back and use my sponge brush, or I could use a paintbrush, and blend in my rice paper, which I already decoupaged, and blend it in with the background. And that's all you need to do. Your project is then ready to finish however you'd like.